Before the country fractured, before the killings and hatred, before tribes became enemies, there was a boy named Uchenna from Enugu and a girl named Yatun from Lagos who believed love could mend broken things. They met at the University of Nsukka when students.
My name is Mr. Sam. Thank you so much for stopping by and welcome to Mr. Sam Stories. Please take a quick second to like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps us grow. Tell us where you're watching from. Your support means so much to us.
Still saw classmates instead of ethnic labels. Yatun didn't notice him at first. She studied microbiology and always carried 2 notebooks while chewing groundnuts during class. But Uchenna noticed her immediately. He liked how she laughed with her whole face. He liked how she argued boldly and refused to be timid, even before authority. One afternoon a lecturer made an incorrect claim, and every student stayed silent, except Yatun. She raised her hand, stood, and corrected him confidently in front of 200 students. A murmur spread across the hall. Someone whispered, "This Lagos girl no day fear anybody." Some giggled. Uchenna watched with admiration. His heart tugged forward. After class he walked up to her and said softly, "You're brave." Yatun looked him up and down and replied, "And you are quiet." He smiled. "Quiet doesn't mean weak." He shrugged, amused. "We shall see." And just like that, something ignited. They became unlikely friends, then unlikely lovers. A Yoruba girl and an Igbo boy in a country slowly cracking. After lectures they strolled beneath the jacaranda trees, sharing snacks, arguments and dreams. They talked about politics, fairness, and what a sane country should look like. One evening, as dusk fell over campus, Yatun stared into the fading sky and said, "Uche, this nation feels like one body with 2 angry souls inside it." Uchenna nodded, troubled. All it needs is one spark. Neither of them realized the spark had already begun smoldering beneath the surface. Then came the coup. Soldiers on radio stations. Rumors in the dormitories. Fear like fog. Accusations. Killings. In the north, helpless people were dragged from homes. Trains arrived in the east carrying battered passengers. Everyone seemed to know someone who had vanished. Yatun's parents called from Lagos with urgent voices. "Come home immediately. Nigeria is shifting into something dangerous." On the final night before she left, Yatun and Uchenna met in the quiet courtyard. The silence felt heavy, like breath being held by the earth itself. Yatun whispered, "Uche, are we safe?" He didn't answer immediately. He simply looked at her as though memorizing her face forever. Then he spoke, "No one is safe anymore. But if I could, I would protect you with my own life." Yatun blinked quickly, keeping tears at bay. "And who will protect you?" she asked. "My people," he replied softly. She leaned forward until her forehead touched his. "Promise me something," she whispered. "Whatever happens, don't forget me." He held her close. "Even if the sky falls, I will still look for you." And the sky did fall. The eastern region declared independence and war opened its jaws. Uchenna didn't hesitate. He joined the Biafran forces, not because he loved weapons, but because every night he replayed images of murdered families who never returned. Training hardened him. He learned to march barefoot, to sleep lightly, to swallow grief. He grew stronger but never cruel. Other soldiers sometimes caught him writing in a secret notebook. One teased, "Ah, poet soldier, you want to charm death with grammar." Uchenna merely smiled. Poetry saves what bullets cannot. What he didn't say was that inside his notebook lived Yatun. Her laughter, her boldness, her softness hidden under strength. He kept a small photograph of her in his chest pocket. Worn, bent, near faded. Still it was his anchor. Meanwhile, in Lagos, Yatun struggled to continue her studies, but her focus evaporated. Each night she dreamed of Uchenna, running through explosions, wounded, calling her name. Each morning she listened to war updates with dread. One day her father said firmly, "Forget that Igbo boy. We are at war." Yatun's voice trembled. I can't forget someone who didn't forget me. Quietly, she visited refugee camps, helping displaced Easterners, washing wounds, offering food, giving comfort. Her mother warned, "You are risking too much," but Yatun shook her head. "I'm helping humans, not tribes." She wrote letters through Red Cross channels, addressed to Uchenna, to various battalions, but none reached him. Many were returned. Some vanished. She cried silently, pressing her face into his old scarf, breathing his memory. Her mother stroked her hair, murmuring, "These things happen, my child. Love fades." Yatund whispered back, "No. Real love doesn't fade. It hides." One night the sky above Biafra erupted. First came a woman's scream, a long, ragged sound slicing through the night. Then bombs. The ground shook. Palm trees caught fire. Children ran barefoot through glowing dust. Mothers dragged bleeding children toward ruined shelters. Uchenna sprinted through chaos, dust and sweat clinging to him. His rifle bounced against his shoulder. Artillery roared like angry thunder. Men stumbled, fell, disappeared beneath rubble. He heard his commander's voice. "Uche! Fall back!" But he saw a small boy trapped under a collapsed stall, crying. Without hesitation, Uchenna dashed forward. Bullets carved through the air, kicking up clouds of grit. He reached the boy, lifted him, shielding him with his own body. Then a mortar exploded nearby, a blast like the punching fist of a god. A piece of burning metal tore into Uchenna's chest. He crumpled, still cradling the child. Blood soaked the sand beneath him. The world blurred. Yet before darkness swallowed him, he forced one word through trembling lips. Yatund! The war ended. Bodies were buried. Politicians declared no victor, no vanquished. A soothing slogan that fooled no one. Wounds remained open, grief unmeasured. Yatund searched desperately for Uchenna. She visited Onitsha, then Nui, then far-flung villages. She questioned survivors. "Please, did you know him?" Medium height, quiet voice, kind eyes. Finally, an older soldier recognized the name. He said softly, "Ah, Uchenna. He died saving a child." Those words struck her like a hammer. She sank to her knees, hands over her face, keening grief. She returned to Lagos hollowed out. Something essential inside her had broken. Eventually, she finished medical school and became a respected doctor, known for her gentleness and fierce dedication. She married, but it was a quiet arrangement, not love. Her husband sensed the emptiness but never asked. She bore children. They brought her joy but not healing. Her first child, a boy, she named Chenna, a softened echo of Uchenna's name. She never explained it to anyone. Some guessed. None dared ask. Years drifted by. The country limped along, wounded in spirit. In the east, a quiet hunger for identity began stirring again. Young people spoke of history, injustice, dignity. Old men whispered prophecies under moonlight. Mothers told children stories of bravery and loss. And the word Biafra, forbidden in public, returned as a ghost in private rooms, refusing proper burial. When Yatund first heard this resurgence, her heart trembled, an old ache waking from sleep. Then came a voice on the radio. A voice speaking with fierce conviction, intelligent fire, refusing silence. A voice demanding recognition and justice. The announcer said the name. Kenna Madu. Something inside Yatund froze. Her breathing stopped. She turned up the volume. That voice, that cadence, that emotional intensity, it felt like Uchenna speaking again through another body. She clutched the radio with shaking hands. "This voice," she whispered to herself, "it carries his spirit." She listened every time that voice spoke publicly. She sat close to the speaker like someone listening for a heartbeat. Friends asked, "Do you support this movement?" She only replied, "I am listening to someone I once knew." One day her husband found her curled near the radio with tears streaming silently. He asked, "Is everything all right?" She answered, "Yes and no." He left her alone. Some memories were too sacred for intrusion. Eventually, she saw Kenna Medu's photograph in a newspaper. The eyes, sharp yet gentle, the same mixture Uchenna had. She pressed her fingers to the picture and murmured, "Your name, Kenna," and his, "Uchenna." Maybe nothing in this world truly dies. She wasn't delusional. She didn't believe in literal reincarnation. But she understood something deeper. Values, courage, sacrifice, those pass from generation to generation like torches handed down in darkness. Every year, on the date she believed Uchenna fell, she lit a candle. Her children never questioned it. She would sit beside the flame and whisper, "You said you would look for me even if the sky fell. I am still here." She imagined his spirit wandering through history, still seeking her, still holding her memory like a lantern. One evening decades later, as wind rattled the windows, Yetund sat alone. Outside, the country buzzed with political tension. Inside she felt a quiet connection, the old mango tree promise. She whispered into the stillness, "My Uche, I kept my side of the promise. I didn't forget." A warm calm settled over her. It felt like an answer, not spoken but sensed. In time she finally understood. Some men die in flesh. Some die in soil. Some die in records. But some die and rise again, not in body but in purpose, in voice, in destiny. Uchenna had given his life to protect others. Now another man carried that same flame with the same stubborn courage. It was all part of one long, unfinished story. In her final years, Yetund did not lose faith. She knew pain, yes, but also meaning. When she heard young students discussing dignity and equality, she smiled softly. The struggle wasn't over, but neither was hope. She felt Uchenna's presence again, not as a ghost but as an influence echoing through time. The East was rising once more, not in hatred but in memory and principle. And in that movement she heard Uchenna's final whisper, "I found you."